Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. This is my mug for today. It's a Starbucks mug. Um, so I have a number of Starbucks mugs. I should say Heather and I do. When we got married, we combined our mug collection, and we have too many. But we both love coffee, and it's the reason why we have a whole wall dedicated to it, as well as two machines that brew us our coffee daily. Um, I've been drinking iced coffee lately. It's been very good. Hey, tomorrow is a Mother's Day, and for me, Mother's Day it can be bittersweet at times. And to be honest, it's become more sweet than bitter. It'll be 15 years ago in October that my mom passed away from muscular dystrophy. To be honest, there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about her, nor is there a day that goes by that I'm not grateful for what she provided for me. Proverbs 31:28 says that, and it's talking about we many call it the Proverbs 31 woman, but it just says this passage that her children arise and call her blessed, and her husband also, and he praises her. And I can say this: I know I've been blessed because of my mom, because of all that she provided for me. There's so many memories that I hold on to that I'm grateful for, and even recently we got what's kind of cool is you see it right there, that little Campbell's box, is we got all her recipes that she had growing up. And I remember thinking for a long time, I was like, man, I knew they were at my dad and Mary's house, and I was like, man, I'd love to be able to get them and maybe copy them down because there's just a lot of recipes I grew up in. Anyways, I look at that and I think the thing that I love about Mother's Day for me now is, first off, is I can celebrate so many memories of my mom. And when I consider this passage where it says that, her children will rise and call her blessed, I can do that. And I think about what my mother provided for me in her care, in her provision, in her love for me. I can remember specifically, there are many times when I was younger, I was born with chronic respiratory distress syndrome. So it's actually the reason I have hearing loss and probably the reason I have allergies. I don't know. But I remember specifically, whenever I didn't feel good, she'd bring me a glass of 7 Up and she'd bring me a piece of toast. Half the time I wouldn't touch the toast, but I just knew that that was the thing she would do, and she would bring it to me, and I just was grateful for that. I remember when we lived in Ohio, we would often go to McDonald's and we get a hash brown on the way to school, and she would just she took care of me, and I think about it. She created memories for us. She also not only spoke of how much she loved my brother and I, but she demonstrated it. And it's just so many things about that I'm grateful for. And I actually have her Bible. Probably one of the most powerful stories that I share is how, about a week before my mom would pass away, she looked at me, and at this time my mom had a tracheotomy, and she looked at me, and so because of my hearing loss, I can read lips. So the way we would communicate is I would actually read with her lips what she was saying. And she said, Scott, look at my Bible. She goes, I need you to be able to read some passages for me. I want you to pray for the woman next to me. I don't know if she knows Jesus, but I want to make sure she has at least heard the message of Jesus before she may pass. And you guys, I'm floored by this because here my mom is in her own state of great weakness. We little did we know that it would only be a week later that she would pass, but her greatest concern was for the salvation of this woman, and she, through me reading scriptures and praying with my mom, we would share the gospel with this woman next to us. And who knows to say that when my mom passed, those two would have met in eternity. And I say that to say that there's something about moms that I hope this week you take some time to be thankful for. And it's not only that God gave me a great mother, but He also gave me a great stepmom. A little, sometime after my mom passed away, my dad met somebody named Mary, now Tuttle, named Mary, and I remember I used to tease my dad because I said, Dad, how is it that you can find somebody twice, and now you're married again because they got married, and I can't even seem to find one person. And this is before I finally met Heather and we got married, and that's a whole nother amazing story of God's provision. But I mean, I used to tease him, and I look at Mary and I'm just so grateful for who she is. How she has provided for my dad companionship and friendship, I mean, my dad has gotten into some things that probably never would have done before. You know, he makes pens. My dad makes these amazing pens that are so creative, and a lot of that is because my stepmom Mary got him involved in these things, and just really kind of gave him a second lease on life. And you know what? I'm grateful for that. As his son, I appreciate what Mary has done for my dad. You know, and she's an amazingly creative person. If anybody knows Mary, she's extremely creative, and it seems like oftentimes every few months there's this new idea that she's working on. She's made candles, she makes amazing jewelry, she's making these things out of gourds, and I look at it and I go, I mean, this is like quality level stuff, and she's just creative, and it's not that she's just creative, but she loves our family. She loves my dad, and as a grown son, the greatest thing somebody can do for our family is show how much they love my father. And so, you know, I'm grateful on this Mother's Day that not only did I have a mom who was so blessed in our lives, such a blessing in our lives, but now God has provided another person to really love our family and be able to provide that role that my dad needs in this season. You know, it's not even only that, but it's how much she loves us. You know, Heather and I often talk about how grateful we are for her and how much of a blessing not only she is to my dad, but to our family. You know, I've loved the friendship that Heather and Mary have established. And probably the coolest thing is that Mary and I actually share the same birthday, which is October 10th. Please mark that on your calendar. We're both expecting gifts. And so be ready for that, please. but but we're grateful for that. You know, that's kind of a fun thing. And so a while back, she actually bought me one birthday season. She bought me a whole box of bacon items, and so one of those items became the dancing bacon. Well, it was always the dancing bacon. It didn't suddenly become it, but it was. She gave me this dancing bacon that put on my dashboard, and the thing allowed me to get so many extra tips when I would Uber drive that I became known, and we kind of called it Mr. Bacon, and so my truck became Mr. Bacon, and so now my license plate says Mr. Bacon, all because Mary also is such a generous person, a giving person, that, you know, she thinks through ways that when she gives you a gift, it can be creative and unique, and not just, you know, simply, admittedly what I do oftentimes, what you just kind of pull a gift card and give it. Like, she thinks it through. And so I'm grateful that on this Mother's Day, not only do I celebrate a mom who God gave me, who gave birth to me, and who gave me life, but also celebrate a stepmom who brings so much joy and love and generosity and creativity to our family, and really has done the best thing for us, and that's that she loves my dad, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for her. I love my mom, I love my stepmom, and on this day I celebrate all of God's goodness and faithfulness that he's done for our family. Have a great day, guys. Have a happy Saturday. And to all moms, happy Mother's Day. If your kids don't do anything for you, please call me. I'll whip them into shape. Bye.